Hello, I'm sorry I'm not able to join you in person. I'm responsible for another full day of legislation in the Lords today. But I am delighted to have been invited to speak today at the HEPI annual conference. The theme this year, before, during, after the route through higher education in changing times, explores the journey individuals take through higher education and into their lives beyond. The impact of our education follows us through our lives, and the introduction of the lifelong learning entitlement in academic year 2026-27 will enable people to return to education through their lives too, and we'll outline further details about how this will work soon. And of course, the higher education journey begins long before the application stage. Deciding what and where to study is the culmination of many years of hard work. Pathways and options are opened or closed, depending on the advice and guidance of teachers and families, the interests and subject choices of pupils, and of course, exam success. So high quality careers advice is essential to breaking down barriers to opportunity and driving economic growth. And this will help individuals from all backgrounds to access the skills and training needed to succeed and to make the right choices for their future. The government has committed to improve careers advice in schools and colleges and to deliver 2 weeks of high quality work experience for all young people over the course of their secondary education. We've adopted the updated Gatsby benchmarks into careers statutory guidance for implementation from September this year. They set clear standards for world-class careers programmes, including opportunities for all learners to meet higher education providers by age 16, and for those considering applying to higher education, at least 2 visits to higher education providers by age 18. Applying to university is a critical step on life's path. Those of you close to the system will know that most applicants made their firm and insurance choices last week. Vice-chancellors, admissions tutors and finance teams are no doubt assessing what this means for the year ahead. I also know that preparations for welcome events, Freshers' Week and transition support are already well underway. But back to today, students are now in week 5 of their A-levels. My best wishes go to those sitting the A-level maths paper 2 this afternoon. 9 weeks from today, on the 14th of August, is results day. I also want to recognise the many students undertaking T-levels and other vocational and technical qualifications at this time. These routes are rigorous and valuable, and those students deserve our full support and encouragement as well if they want to consider their next stage in higher education. So we'll celebrate students' success. Thousands will secure their first choice place at university, some will not, and some will change their minds. I wish them all the greatest success and offer my thanks in advance to those who will be supporting them. Look, there's no need to rehearse why autonomy over admissions is rightly enshrined in legislation. But it's also the case that the system must command public confidence. It must fairly match applicants to courses that best suit their needs, achievements and potential. Getting this fit right is hard and complex work. I'm grateful for the support and partnership the department receives from the sector in ensuring that higher education delivers the best opportunities and outcomes for students. As you'll know, Bridget Phillipson announced in November last year that we would bring forward reforms to the higher education sector. We expect our higher education providers to expand access, to improve outcomes for disadvantaged students, and to contribute more significantly to economic growth. Higher education must be an opportunity for all, regardless of background or circumstances. Providing all learners with the information that they need to make fully informed choices on their study options is essential to ensuring that disadvantaged learners can confidently make the choice that is right for them. I know that UCAS and universities are doing good work to make the admission system more transparent and comprehensible, but I'm sure that there's even more that we can do together to ensure that access to university is based on the ability of a student to make the most of the opportunity, not on their or their school's ability to interpret the system. Clearer information on the support that they're entitled to will also play an important role in increasing the number of disadvantaged learners accessing higher education. To support this, we'll work with key sector stakeholders, such as UCAS, on their ambition to ensure that all the relevant financial considerations that a potential learner needs to be aware of are captured and clearly visible throughout their journey to higher education. With UUK, we'll engage with their project to improve the transparency of and consistency of approach to contextual admissions. Students must have confidence that entering higher education is a fair process and that it equips them with the skills to secure good jobs. This government will support the aspirations of every person who meets the requirements and wants to go to university, regardless of their background, location or personal circumstances. Understanding that journey through higher education is crucial for identifying and addressing the factors that influence student success. By examining the entire student experience, from the advice and guidance that builds aspiration, through the application and admissions process, to time spent in lecture halls, laboratories, or on-the-job placements as part of T-levels and other vocational routes, we can gain insights into how different stages of the journey impact outcomes and where improvements can be made to support students more effectively. I therefore really welcome the launch today of the HEPI and Advanced HE Student Academic Experience Survey, which continues to provide valuable data on students' perceptions of their higher education experience. From value for money to well-being, this survey helps us understand the issues that affect students' outcomes. But we recognise the financial challenges facing the higher education sector. We're developing the reforms that will include measures to improve financial sustainability, to enhance governance, and to ensure that universities focus on providing high-quality education. We're working in partnership with the sector, the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, UK Research and Innovation, and the Office for Students to shape the changes we need, and we'll set out a plan for reform of the HE sector as part of the Post-16 Skills White Paper this summer. Our reforms will place our world-leading higher education sector on a more secure footing. They'll ensure we can provide the skills required to deliver economic growth through the industrial strategy and support the wider changes the country needs in the years to come. Understanding the student journey helps us all to understand and inform how we ensure that students are not only receiving the best value for money, but also the support they need to navigate their time at university and beyond successfully. That's why the theme of this conference is so very important. And that's why I hope you have a very good and successful conference.